Now, I want to get your take on what President Trump told my friend and colleague Sebastian Gorka the other day. Made a lot of news, a lot of people all upset about it. It's not anything new for Trump. He has asked something that many of us have asked all of our lives. Why do so many Jewish Americans vote Democrat? If the Democrats institutionally don't stand with Israel, how does an American Jew stand with the Democrat Party? So during the conversation with, we ought to find that original cut, guys. If we can find, Christian, the clip of President Trump telling Sebastian Gorka the other day on his America First show his bewilderment at Jews who support Democrats. I mean, this is something we've talked about forever. This isn't anything new. It's not earth-shattering. Well, to the left, oh my gosh, get out the smelling salts. How dare Donald Trump question why Jews in America vote for Democrats? Here's Eugene Robinson from the Washington Post over at MSNBC claiming that Trump asking that question and making that observation that it seems crazy that Jews in America support the party that doesn't support Israel. Eugene Robinson called that a tragic moment for America.
But the thing is, they sort of take it on board, too. It becomes part of the MAGA creed, which is just... it's a tragic thing, really, for what used to be the Republican Party, and just for American decency. My goodness, to say that Chuck Schumer, who has been one of the most pro-Israel officials, politicians in the country for eons, and who is the highest-ranking Jewish official in the country, and to say that he hates Israel and that he is that anything he says about Israel is angling for anti-Israel votes is just obscene. It really is. But of course, you know, we're used to obscene from Donald Trump. And so we'll talk about this now, and then probably by the end of the show, there will be 3 or 4 more obscene things that he says that would have gotten anybody drummed out of politics 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and that we'll talk about until the next thing. It's that, you know, he goes 90 miles an hour down this road, and it is hard for us and for voters and for the country to keep up and to really process these horrible things that he's saying.
Oh, horrible. It's obscene. It's a tragedy. You want to know what's an obscene tragedy? A prominent U.S. senator calling on regime change in the state of Israel. That's what's sickening. You want to talk vile? You want to talk obscene? Chuck Schumer taking to the Senate floor and deigning to tell Israel voters who they should vote for. Chuck Schumer is not a Jewish or an Israeli politician. He's a Jewish politician who serves as a U.S. senator. But, of course, the ones who get caught are the ones who squeal the loudest, who scream and shriek the loudest. Listen to Chuck Schumer's unhinged response to President Trump telling Sebastian Gorka the other day how mystifying it is that American Jews could possibly support the political party that doesn't support Israel. How do you support Israel when you demand regime change? You're going to tell Israeli citizens who to vote for, Chuck Schumer? But yep, true to form, here he is screaming to the mountaintops of how utterly disgusting it is for Trump to have said what he said.
Pushing the dangerous anti-Semitism trope of dual loyalty. To say you hate Israel or your religion, excuse me, to say you hate Israel or your religion because you have one political view over the other is sick, it's hateful. It is unadulterated anti-Semitism. and it serves to use Israel as a political wedge, further damaging the bonds between U.S. and Israel. I've always tried through the years to keep everything we do on Israel bipartisan, and to use it for partisan purposes hurts Israel, hurts America, and displays how low Donald Trump would go. And nobody who breaks bread
that's
with
as much as I can take. I'm not going to sit there and listen to a lecture from the guy who called for Israeli regime change. I mean, that should have been the earth-shattering headline. But, of course, anybody that criticizes that in Chuck Schumer's world is an anti-Semite. Let me get this straight. If you're a Jew who doesn't stand with Israel and you call that person out for failing to stand with Israel, you're anti-Semitic? You got to be. Let's go back to what President Trump said to Seb Gorka the other day on Seb's show.
Why is it, seemingly, that this administration, including Chuck Schumer in the Senate, so hate the man that Israel chose as their prime minister? Why do the Democrats hate Bibi Netanyahu?
I actually think they hate Israel.
Yes.
I don't think they hate him. I think they hate Israel. And the Democrat Party hates Israel. And the Democrat Party, if you remember, when many Israeli representatives, including Netanyahu, when they came to the country begging, at that time President Obama, please don't make the Iran nuclear deal, which is a disaster and was a disaster. And I ended it. But unfortunately, they didn't do anything with the ending of it. I ended it and would have had a new deal made with Iran. It would have been good for everybody, and there would have been no nuclear weapons. You know, they're very close to getting a nuclear weapon right now.
Yes.
And once they have that, it becomes a different form of negotiation, a much more difficult negotiation. But I really believe they hate Israel, and they also see a lot of votes. Don't forget, when you see those Palestinian marches, even I'm amazed at how many people are in those marches. And guys like Schumer see that, and to him it's votes. I think it's votes more than anything else, because he was always pro-Israel. He's very anti-Israel now. Any Jewish person that votes for Democrats hates their religion, they hate everything about Israel, and they should be ashamed of themselves, because Israel would be destroyed. You have Iran now making a nuclear weapon. None of that would have happened with me. That's a big thing. With me, Iran was broke. They were absolutely stone cold broke. There was no terrorism because they didn't have money to fund Hamas and Hezbollah and the other 28 groups.
That's what sent Eugene Robinson and Chuck Schumer and there was who was the other one? What's his name? Donnie Deutsch? Is that his name? Or what's the guy's name? Yeah, Donnie Deutsch. How dare you, Donald Trump, tell me what it takes to be a good Jew? Now, again, this is a conversation we've had for years and years. We've all had it. All conservatives have it. We've all talked about what in the world does it take for an American Jew to support the Republican Party. I've talked about this with Dennis Prager for years. It's a mystery as how Jewish people in America have so often voted for the Democrat Party, which seems to be completely contrary to Israel's best interests. We have said for years, progressives hate America the way they hate Israel. Same reasons they hate America, they seem to hate the state of Israel. But suddenly, Trump is a obscene, tragic, filthy anti-Semite. Oh boy.